So I've heard of NaNoWriMo before, but I've never participated, and I don't know anything about it. And this year, I finally had some author friends who really encouraged me to join. There's been a big push, let's get a group together, all that fun stuff. And so I just can tell that there is someone out there who, like me, has never participated and does not know anything about NaNoWriMo. I knew it existed, but I didn't know anything about it. So this video is for you and for me. I answered all of the questions that I had that I know somebody out there has too. So today's video, okay, NaNoWriMo. What is NaNoWriMo? NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month. So this started a while back. It started in 1999, and it was started by Chris Beatty. I got my little notes, so if you're wondering what I'm looking at, it's my notes. It was started by Chris Beatty, and within 16 years, it grew from 21 people to 431,626. That's a lot of people in 16 years. That's massive growth. Now, I don't know very many authors like me who have never participated. Honestly, everybody's doing NaNoWriMo, except for me. Except this year, because I'm going to try it, you guys. So, NaNoWriMo. Let's go back, and then I'll tell you about me starting it. Okay, so this year, NaNoWriMo is a nonprofit organization. You can sign up on their website. I believe it's nanowrimo.org. And you can actually, within the website, you can create groups and invite your friends. And there's actually a bunch of authors in a writing group that I'm in on Facebook that have formed a group. And so it's kind of a fun, weird introvert's way of being social and extroverted while still being introverted. Yeah, I don't know. But they form groups where they get to play with the other friends while being by themselves. I don't know. Probably something that only happens in the writing community. So, what are the rules of NaNoWriMo? The rules of NaNoWriMo are you have to write a minimum of 50,000 words, and you can only count words that are written in November, and you have to write a novel. So it can't be 50,000 words of poetry. I'm disappointed. I love poetry. I like novels too, so obviously I'm kind of a bibliophile. I like everything. So let's break down the math really fast. If you're going to do 50,000 words in a month, what that looks like is 1,666.66 repeating. Let's not try and figure out that. Let's just round that little sucker up and say 2,000 words. Okay, so if you round that up to 2,000 words for 7 days a week, you'll be over your goal. And anytime you make a huge goal like this, you want to shoot for higher. And the reason is you're going to have days of burnout. You're going to have days where you're sick, or your kids need you, or your dog needs you. My dog likes to stick its wet nose on me when it's lonely. Pay attention to me, mama. So you're going to have days like that, right? So when you factor it up, when you round it up, then you are accounting for those days where you're just like, I'm just not doing it today. Or you only got in half the word count or whatever, and it helps you reach your goal. So if you are like me and you're like, I'm not writing 2,000 words every single day for a month, because I would burn out like crazy. It would drive me crazy, you guys. I can't do it. So if you're like me and you don't want to do that, I'm only going to do 6 days a week. A month. No, I'm only going to do 6 days a week. So let's do the math on that really fast. If you want to do 6 days a week for an entire month, you would need 2,083.3 repeating. let's round that up and then bring it to a nice figure, okay? Let's just say 2085, because again, always go up and count. So if you do 6 days a week, shoot for 2,085 words in those 6 days. I got my handy dandy notes. I got to flip the page. Okay. I got to stay on track, you guys. It's really important. I am a nerd. Hopefully you guys are laughing at my nerdiness. Making fun of myself. Okay, so prep. So if you're going to do that many words, you really need to prep. Now, maybe if you're a pantser, you're thinking, everybody keeps saying to prep. I don't prep, I pants. Okay, I'm a planter. I prep only the essential details, and then I pants the rest of it. And for me, that's because it allows me to know sort of the skeleton of it, the arc of it, of the story, but then take creative license with everything in between to really get to know the characters and such. So that's what I do. But you don't have to be any sort of a pantser, planter, or plotter, or anything in between. You can just be who you are, but you still have to prep. And what you have to prep is not necessarily the details of the story, but a little bit the details of the story. And here's why. You're going to want to keep yourself on track. And if you're spending a lot of time daydreaming or saying, oh shoot, there's a plot hole here, this is not working out, then you're missing the time that would be for the word count. So what you want to know, what the important details are going to be is, one, you want to know what story you're going to write. That's probably important, because then you don't go, who is this story about and what are they doing and where are they? Okay, at least know what story you're going to write. And then from there, you're going to want to know the basic structure of it. So do you have a gut feeling that it's going to be a redemption arc? Do you have a gut feeling that it's going to be the exact opposite? Those stories are fun too, or you watch a good person fall. Is it going to be a flat arc like Superman? So you're going to kind of know, this person is Sherlock Holmes. They're going to still be Sherlock Holmes at the end. They're not going to change, but you're going to like it, right? So you're going to want to know those kinds of things. And then you're going to want to be familiar with who the characters are. Just familiar. Just know them well enough that you have a blurry image of them as far as their features or as far as their characteristics. And if you want a fantastic video on characters, yes, I've done several, but I like this one and I'm going to link it. And it's not even mine, you guys. It's really good. Watch this video on characters. So yeah, do that for prep. Watch this video on characters for sure. So you're going to want to know what their arcs are, basically. You don't have to know everybody's, and you don't have to know them perfectly. You're just going to want to know them at least a little bit, okay? That way you're not like, oh, well, how would they react? What's their goal? Or don't waste time asking questions later that you could get to know now. So then you're going to want to have a word count goal. So I broke that down for you so that you can choose either the 7 days a week or the 6 days a week and know exactly what you're shooting for. And if you want to shoot for higher per day, again, I recommend it really highly if you're trying to get the 50,000, because you are going to have those days. Okay, and then my last suggestion on prep is just to ask for support from friends and family. Just say, hey, I'm kind of doing this thing. I need a little bit of space. Or if I call you, it's because I need a break. I really need a break, right? So just make sure that the people closest to you know, so that they're not like my dog sticking its cold nose on you. Pay attention to me. What are you doing? You disappeared. Right? So, and they can help you out when you need it. Take your kids for a minute, or take your dog if it's being annoying, whatever. So then I want to give some quick tips on avoiding burnout really quickly. So take breaks. And that's kind of why I did the 6 days a week instead of the 7 days a week. If you do 7 days a week solid, either A, you're going to be sick of your story, or B, you're going to get sick of writing for a bit, and you're really going to burn out and have a really long break later, or whatever. Just take breaks. Take breaks. It helps. And you don't want to get carpal tunnel. You guys, be very careful with how you hold your wrists when you're typing, Okay, don't put them down on the keyboard like this. Oh, the interpreter in me is dying just seeing you guys do that. Make sure that your wrists are even and that you're typing like this, okay? No carpal tunnel. And then wrists are very important when you're a sign language interpreter. Anyway, boop, back to my handy dandy list right here. Okay, so take breaks. Have both spontaneous breaks where you're like, ugh, I can't think anymore, right? And planned breaks, which again, I did that math for you. And then have time to relax and just be with friends and family. If you plan on being over your word count, you'll be able to both take breaks in between and have breaks like in the evenings or things like that. So plan those breaks in. And then make sure that they're nice and relaxing rather than stressful. And then 2 more things. Ready? Almost done. Okay, when you do take those breaks, how are you going to jump back in? Where's your inspiration coming from? Do you have a specific snack? I've heard people talking about writing snacks. What is this? Let me know in the comments because I don't have writing snacks. I think I'm missing out on something. So what are your favorite snacks? Where is your space that's yours that you write every time? Does music inspire you? Do pictures inspire you? That's mine, pictures. I go back to my aesthetic boards on Pinterest. Find me on Pinterest. Look at my boards. And then my last tip is congratulate yourself, okay? If you had this huge, almost insurmountable goal and you worked really hard on it, then congratulate yourself. Who cares if you actually, well, you might care a little bit. But honestly, don't put so much pressure on yourself that you ruin the fun of it. Because the fun of it is to just, let's see if we can write a novel in a month. That's a really fun idea. It's a very stressful idea, but it's a really fun idea, especially if you're connecting with friends along the way. So congratulate yourself, whatever your word count goal is. And remember, it's fun. So I am going to join NaNoWriMo for the first time this year. And I am probably not going to win. I did mention my children and my dogs that like to try and get my attention. But I'm just gonna jump in and I'm gonna see what happens. And I want you guys to find me, friend me, be in my group. Let's be nano friends. And let's encourage each other. Let's all have fun, okay? Welcome to my channel.